Oh man, this is not what I calculated. Not again. Oh come on, that's made in one. That's made in one. And I did not see it or did anything to protect it. That's me. Another blunder. Look, another blunder. Blunders, blunders, blunders. And today is the day I decide that I'm gonna fix it. From today, I will do thinking like Jeremy Silman for 13 days straight. Reading this book, The Amateur's Mind. So I my 1200 mind would get exposed in this, but I'm ready. No ego. So apparently, according to Jeremy Silman, pawn structure is important. Like in this position, when this was taken, this happened. This right here is a double pawn, which is bad for our position. And whenever we have a chance, we should not be doing that. It's about space. Black has clearly more space in this situation. Like, look at this whole thing right here. Like, black has more space and white is kind of cramped up in here. So, that is another imbalance that we must understand according to Jeremy Silman. And then we have minor pieces. Look how very conveniently in this position the person decided to block their own bishop right here, while on the black side the position is pretty open, and I mean they have the chance to kind of open their bishop right here, you know. It's not blocked and they can castle and everything. So it's not bad for black. And then we move on to open files, like how after if we castle in this position per se. I mean, honestly, black is better here because this rook already has an open file happening here. Kind of semi-open file, but you know, this, as we talk, this pawn is blundered, so we are kind of good. And then we talk about king safety. You see how there are two attackers in this position who can be the potential attacker here. Right now it's kind of protected, but still look at black's king right here. It's protected well, not really having a lot of enemies, but when it comes to white's position, we have this and this happening right here. So apparently that is what I must look for. And then it's a lead in development. As you can see, white has decided to block the bishop again. Be honest, don't you? We all do this on our games. As a 1200, I do this all the time. Even though this is the first advice that is literally given to you by any higher rated player, but still, I do this all the time. Okay, next is just like initiative, because you know these two pieces are right here and you know they can do things if you attack potential stuff here. So basically, Jeremy Silman says all that in their first chapter. Then let's go ahead and analyze the position from the book itself. So Jeremy Silman asked us to analyze the position like what are the imbalances, like as I learned right now, it's pawn structures, minor pieces, spaces, material, files and square development. So according to this book, as black owns two bishop right here, and we have two knights. And according to the book, these bishops are in a better position because they are not blocked, they are in an open file, and our knights do not have a knight post. Like according to pawn structure, there's no weaknesses. Apparently e5 is a weakness for some reason, but that's the weakness for white. And space, like white is the one who has a lot of space here thanks to the e5. Material is even. Material counting is basically I guess like counting the pieces, like if you are up or down material. The D file here is kind of open, but nobody's taking advantage of it yet, so there is that. White has a lead in development. Initiative, it's not clear to the book, and neither me. So now it just tells us about random moves. Not random moves, they are pretty important, don't get me wrong. Knight b5 puts the knight on an active square, and now it tells us about why knight a6 would be a bad idea on the black part, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, if we do this and knight a6 happens, like to prevent this instead of taking, then black would have lost control apparently. So knight b5 is the move in the book. And then white is basically trying to get the two bishops off the board thing. So like bishop takes here according to the book, and then bishop takes bishop and gives the opponent king a check, and then c6. Apparently this creates a dent in the position because white has to defend e5 now. Technically it's defended twice, but this is what says in the book. Then we play bc4. Like white hasn't been able to make a dent in the black position. That's what it says. And then we have this queen move right here. It says that queen moves. It's still pretty early in the game to trade the queen. So to defend e5, and this is why queens must be traded, is what I understand out of this context. Queen must be traded, and by doing that, like black is making sure that white cannot defend e5. Basically that's what the book is saying. And then we have the moves, like, using the open file and just exchanging everything and that kind of thing. And apparently another point that is made, right? The bishop takes b5. Bishop takes b5 was actually more strategic than you guys think, because when we do this, we are creating opposite sides bishop, opposite side bishop, because like white would be having like white bishop and black would be having a black bishop. So like it would be hard to defend that position. So basically what we learn here is look all the imbalances that you can in a position, and then basically you make use of it. That's what Jeremy Silman is trying to tell me in this position. Okay, so reviewing this position, how queen trade was clever on the black's part, because when he trades the queen, then defense for e5 is less. In my opinion, e5 is open. In my opinion, e5 is defended pretty nicely, but according to the book, this makes white tie down to the defense of e5. I'm definitely following that. Isolated pawns and stuff like that. Basically, we are learning to define an imbalance and try to convert it into victory in your real games. Watch me play a game tomorrow using all these principles. If I blow it, I'm gone. Day one of thinking like Jeremy Silman. See you tomorrow.